Welcome back, Meta Slaves! Today, we're gonna be doing an early Eternal tier list. Now, I am trying to go for a 9 out of 9 characters Eternal. I thought I had 4 out of 9, but I'm sick and I couldn't count. So, turns out I have 3 out of 9 at the moment. I guess I just magically got another one into Eternal in my head, which was great. Love that. But yeah, so I want to make a early Eternal tier list, so I can have something to reference later on when I get more characters in. I might do another one at like 6 out of 9 because haha, funny number. And then another one at 9 out of 9 after I've beaten Fellowship and got every character in Eternal. So far, what I think we're going to do is we're going to set our tiers up like always, but I think I got some new ones this time, okay, boys? So, what we're going to do, we're going to go like this. I need to take myself to like a little more hidden area because I'm gonna hear everyone's fucking spells go off. Let's get myself the fuck out of Dodge. We got Twitch chat, we got YouTube chat. Feel free to comment on how wrong I am, of course, in the comment section below and with the boys. So, we have God tier. We have S tier. Then on the bottom, we have uninstall tier. Then we have yikes. Then we have Zoomer tier. And then we have the rest. All right. Place your bets. Where do you think everybody's gonna wind up? So, which hero shall we start with, boys? Oh, wait, no. Hang on, sorry. This is gonna be third-class citizen tier. Third-class citizen tier. Okay. Artios or save him for last. Okay, let's start with Artios then. I think Artios, after his buff, he's going in God tier. The fucking ulti does omega fucking damage. So, he's going in God tier. Artios is the I can't say that, I'll spoil the tier list. One of the best dot characters in the game. He is absolutely busted at the moment because the patch that they just went through that I thought was going to be terrible because of the Cinder generation, absolute loss. They made up for it by making his ulti do so much damage. I think he now might be the highest DPS character in the game. I've seen him do 800k DPS by just pressing ulti after having all of his dots on stuff. I have done 200k DPS on Artios, but the only other person I've seen do 200k DPS was one of my other teammates, who I pushed top 358 with. I had 100 eye level less than my teammate, and I out DPS'd him. Yeah, okay, it's only in the blink of an eye miracle moment with ulti, but the fact that I can not only keep up on DPS, even though my overall is fucking terrible because I'm not really as geared as them, but the fact that ulti makes up for it so much, I genuinely think they're going to retune those numbers and nerf them. We shall see. One of the other things that I think is kind of weird is that the Afflict Lock has a direct damage ulti rather than an install. I feel like the Afflict Lock would probably be the one that should have had an install in character design. But I mean, it's kind of too late now. But with the amount of damage that thing does, you can't really complain, right? It absolutely fucking pops off. So, he was fun before. He is now absurdly fucking overtuned. I was wrong. I can accept being wrong. I know. Maybe I'm not the pirate software skinwalker I thought I was. Okay, who's next? However, the only other thing with our boy here is he still needs Apocalypse CDR to feel good to play. That's the next change that that needs to happen. For sure. I was wrong. Certified gore. Okay, boys. Who's next? What do we think? Who's next? Pick anybody. Rhyme? Rhyme is in the bottom of God / S tier. So we'll put her. I think, unironically, I think that with the Artios buff, she might lose out in the long term now, or in like the short term, because his fucking ult damage is so goddamn insanely high that, like, I mean, we haven't seen what happens now because the patch just came out yesterday. But genuinely, I think that ulti might do more damage than, like, just about everything. Well, no, okay, her Voidbringer's touch does, like, mega fucking damage. So, like, her single target is absolutely godly. But his fucking AoE cleave with that fucking ult is mental. So, she belongs in, like, I'd say, like, here, right in the middle of, like, S/God tier. So we'll put her right on the line behind Artios, because I don't know if she's, like, been outclassed because this thing is so fucking overtuned right now that it's probably going to get tuned down, or if she's still better, and then she would go like this. Probably. Well, she would go like here. Interchangeable, really. We'll say interchangeable for ST AoE. She does insanely good damage if you can manage to get the Voidbringer's touch to pop. But at the same time, it is a massive pain in the ass, because as much as rhymes go mega hard, they also floor POV, because the Voidbringer's touch does so much damage, it pulls aggro and they die instantly. It is fucking hilarious. Yeah, they can do 4 million to the boss, then the boss does 4 million to them. So, you know, it's even funnier when they instantly get one-tapped by a mob turning on them and then type tank diff. So, you know, that's how it goes. Yes, let me keep threat over a 4 million damage crit. Can do, boss. Say less. Alright. Who's next? Although, actually, from my experience, I think I would put her a little further back, but I don't know. So, definitely on the line between God and S tier, depending. Alright, who next? One of the healers do Gore. Gore's in Zoomer tier. He's not in Yikes tier, but he is in Zoomer tier. Let's do Gore. Gore's going in Zoomer tier. I'm looking forward to the hate I get. He got out of Yikes, boys. He got out of Yikes, and then he was in God for a little while. Okay? He was in God for a little while. If I did the tier list earlier, I would have had some Gore stands mega fucking happy. Okay? Because when I first did the tier list, my boy was in fucking God. Okay? But I was tilted that day, so obviously my head wasn't clear. It probably isn't now either, but still. So, reason he's here is that healing as a role, I have come to the conclusion, has been Zoomerified. He is not a healer. He is a DPS class. He is wearing plate for whatever reason, rather than cloth as well, which is whack for whatever reason, sure. But yeah, I've tried to play him as a pure healer. I will continue to do so. I will push him all the way to Eternal, trying to play pure raw healer, and I will make my teammates suffer the entire time, and I will hate myself for doing it the entire time. That's the struggle of doing 9 out of 9. Rap God, that all rhymed. So did that. I'm a natural, I guess. Okay, But with that being said, what I think is probably going to happen is after I get 9 out of 9, I am not going to touch the healing roll until, like, there's a dedicated raw healer, which I hope they will make one at one point, just to satisfy all of the people who do genuinely enjoy the healer utility support role, and then I will main that character and never touch these two again. So, he goes in Zoomer tier. He's earned his spot there. He's out of Yikes, but if you're playing him like an actual healer, you go 24/7, because his mana costs are so high, you are required to do damage to keep your mana up. The only way I think I can mitigate this is by meme building him full spirit, and I will do that, but it will depend how many resources I have left, because I'm going to do both of these as my last two to Eternal, because I'm just going to embrace the cock and ball torture and do it all together. Alright? So that'll be all healers because I want everyone doing damage. If that's the case, then I just won't play the role. Like I said, if that's the case, I will play tank and damage. That'll be how it goes. And I am perfectly fine with that, because from the consensus I got from the video I put out, then it seems like healing has been Zoomerified. You guys could not cope with sitting there basking in the success of having a fully alive team and controlling things with things like Earthbind Totem, Wind Shear, Hex, you know, healing your team, having rolling hots, pre-shielding, mitigating. No, we have to spam Dawn Flare like a good boy. So he goes in Zoomer tier. Alright, who's next? You're pushing and WoW and your healer isn't DPSing, they don't stick around. That's why I'm gonna play Holy Priest if I ever go back to World of Warcraft. Yeah, let me finish off the tier list and then I will get you in. Tariq! Tariq is in third class citizen. And no, I'm not racist. Reason being, he's melee. And well, the thing is, actually, okay, no, hang on. I will put him, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna write it sideways. How the fuck do you do an A sideways? Is it off this side? No, it's off this side. I am pissing so many people off right now, and I absolutely love it. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Ugh. I didn't do that long enough. That looks terrible. Okay. So, that is from God tier to S tier to third class citizen. He's technically in all three, depending on how it goes. Okay? He does so much damage with my current build that he's a God tier contender. But then they buffed him / nerfed him. I think I put that on the wrong fucking side. I'll give it 2 legs. There you go. It can get up and walk the fuck away anytime it wants. So, he's in third class citizen because he's melee. And doing some of these bosses like Drak Boss 2 is just absolute cancer on melee. If you do Sithril boss... I can't even say boss 1, depending where you go. Sithril left side boss, if you do it double melee, you're catching a fucking charge. In Thailand, because it's just somebody... I can't finish that joke. Because I'm doing a YouTube video, but you can infer the rest. And if you are dealing with Drak Boss 1, you have to kite all the way around, and it's just so unfun. And what else is there? There's so many mechanics, like all this fucking shit that spawns underneath you. Like, if you're perma spinning, you're gonna get fucked up. If the guy you're dealing with has a tank frontal and you're spinning and spinning and spinning and you accidentally walk a half pixel into the boss, you get clipped by a frontal and insta-die, is why he's in third class citizen. However, he does enough damage to be an S tier, and with the Hammerstorm buffs, he's potentially in God tier. I don't think he's in front of Ardios, So I think I probably should have wrote him like back here, but I'm not gonna put him at the back of the bus because then I will be called racist. Alright, next. Ilarion needs some buffs. Oh, do you want to do Ilarion next? Because he's going right here. Ilarion is, in my opinion, the best DPS in the game. Now, let me explain why. Input to output ratio. You can turn your brain off. Dad, let me out of the cellar already. Oh god, not this again. You can turn your brain off and get good DPS out of Ilarion. What do you think I play him? Exactly. You can play any build on Ilarion, any mixture of his fucking talents work. I've seen him do up to 200k DPS before Artios could press his ultimate and do that anyway. What I have seen is genuinely the highest DPS number out of people I've played with. Because you're able to do absolutely absurd damage with him. Not true. I remember you making a 40-minute YouTube video specifically because someone turned their brain off on Ilarion. Yeah, he's in my team right now. We're about to go play. We're about to go play Eternals with him. He made his way all the way to Eternal because of my coaching. So stonks. 99-cent membership. You can get coached yourself. But yeah, so if you use a Void Touched weapon, he does crazy damage. If you can pop it off, I think Rhyme does more damage with the Void Touch overall. But he is very easy to get high damage out of. You press your High Wind 3 times, you press Sky Strider, you press 7 multi-shots, everything dies. The damage you can do with this guy is absolutely insane. He would be the character I would suggest to absolutely everybody, which is a shame because he was going to be the first character I was going to play all the way to Eternal/Paragon, and I didn't get the luxury, and now everyone else has played him. They've all done insane builds, so if I play him, I will get perma backseated the entire time, so I have to make a meme build and do shit DPS, or else I will get perma backseated and complain that. So as a result, I made Dot Arrows Ilarion. It's fun. It's trash. You know. I was trying to figure out how to finish the rhyme, but every single one I came up with was bad, so. But yeah, so input, output, Ilarion beats Rhyme. Rhyme, you have to learn how to snapshot your Voidbringers with the Bursting Ice window. And she's also, like, kind of legendary dependent, too. Whereas Ilarion, you can literally roll your face on your keyboard and get, like, reasonable output. Okay, so that leaves the tanks, I think. Is that all DPS? Artios, Rhyme, Tariq, Ilarion. Oh, no, okay. We got Mara, Helena, Mako, Sylvie, and we covered Gore. Okay, so we got 4 left. What do you guys want next? I saw an Ilarion and Sailors with SLT buff, single target burst, 320k. Holy fuck. Mako? I think she's in a mix of, like, S and third class citizen as well. So she's, like, here, I think. Now, for 2 reasons. Well, 3 reasons, rather. Is because no matter what you do, you're wrong. For starters. If you're playing Mako, no matter what you do, you're not Yoda, so you're wrong. End of story. That is the unfortunate problem you're going to have with this character, is trickle-down elitism. Okay? No matter how you play it, how you build it, what you do with it, nobody cares, you're trash. This character is linchpinned into one legendary, proven by the patch notes, because they have dictated that they incorporated the legendary into the DR numbers. And so as a result of that, people are going to read that and see that it's required. So when they add Eternal Solo Queue, if you queue into an Eternal Solo Queue, your Mako doesn't have the right Serenity legendary, everyone will leave. I wouldn't be surprised if that's already happening, but you have to RNG drop the thing in the first place. You might be better off literally not even bringing a legendary so you don't get flamed for bringing the wrong one. On top of that, she is very good, but she fluctuates between God tier and lower third class citizen on a weekly basis because they genuinely don't know what to do with this character. She got reworked week 1 and now she's been changed again, and at this rate she might get changed again next week. So I don't know. Like, she is by far, in my opinion, I want to say she's the hardest character in the game just because of the combo system. Like, if you break under pressure and you forget all your combos, you can't play her. There's nothing you can do. But if you do know the combos and what you can do, then you have access to things like hamstring kiting with the sweeping wind, which is nice. But she doesn't have the ability to perma-stop everything. She gets one cyclone and like a shockwave, and then you just kind of have to pray. Now, the reason I put her in third class citizen is that if you're solo queuing with a Mako, you're going to have a bad time. Whereas if you're solo queuing with a Helena, you're going to have a much, much better and safer run. Mako is the better tank for coordinated play, and the worst tank for solo queue. Yes, I'm going to do Mako to solo queue Eternal. It's going to be chaos, and it'll be a great time. Hamish improved Cyclone to grand melee level. Well, this is the thing, is like, you get 2 stops twice versus stop everything for what, 10 seconds? Well, how long is grand melee? I don't even know. It lasts forever. So, Mako, the thing is you have more stuff going off all the time because you don't have a go fuck yourself aura, which means your randoms will die more getting hit by dumb shit. It doesn't matter how well you angle it, your hunter is going to dodge roll into it. And then on top of that, still melee, so you get to deal with the melee experience on some bosses. And then especially if you're dealing with a double melee team playing melee tank, have fun walking into stuff. No, I don't. I've never panic rolled. I have panic rolled off a cliff. It happens. And Mako first pull is hell. Yeah, that too. Mako's first pull, she can literally die grabbing everything because she doesn't have stones up and she doesn't have spirit armor up. So if you don't have your spirit passive rolling, which is where you get your 50% armor from, which you can't get before you pull the mobs, you're just going to take giga damage. And then on top of that, if you don't, like, so the way you start the first pull with Mako is you have to go in, grab everything, stones immediately to get like AoE aggro and everything, which then puts your stones up, or you put stones up in the fucking like waiting room, and then you go and you pull everything. And then if you use the like Shatter Earth talent, you can run in, stones everything, shatter earth the ground, and then you have to use Generator and then Spender, and then you use Spender 1 and pray you get a Spirit proc. If you don't, you fucking are getting turbo chunked by this point. It's been like 5 seconds of you just taking everything to the head with no armor buff, because it's like, what, 50% armor? And then you use the second one. If you still don't have Spirit proc, you die. And then you get tank diff XD, and then you respawn, you do it again, have less cooldowns, then you pray, maybe you get your proc. If you don't, you die again. So, yeah. Alright. We have Helena, Mara, and Sylvie. What do we think, boys? What do you want to do? You're gonna get a real laugh out of some of these. Trust. Mara? Alright, uninstall. Straight into uninstall tier. If you play this character as your first character all the way to Eternal, you will never want to play this game again. I will die on this hill. If you play this character all the way up and she's what you invest your resources in, you genuinely will uninstall this game and never come back. Because the only viable build for her is the most painful piece of shit I have ever played, where you have to buff juggle, use single target spells on AoE, AoE spells on single target, fuck your own brain to the point that I have seen people in my Discord go, how do I play this? And then other Mara players also go, I don't know. Ask somebody else. So I decided I was going to make Assassination Rogue. I invested every piece into Assassination Rogue, got full max haste, got the ability to put a full bar of dots on the enemy unit frame. I mean, genuinely, I had, I think it was 6 or 7 dots, and I was out DPS'd by my Vigor's Radiant Blast. This bitch is dumpster tier garbage. Okay? The only build that's viable is so difficult, casuals cannot figure it out. And the build that she should be able to play does so much dumpster tier DPS, it is a waste of resources. So if you made this your first character to go to Eternal, you would genuinely uninstall. Everyone I've seen start with Mara has swapped off at around like Adept Plus. And on top of that, this character makes your hands hurt. Because you have to press so many fucking buttons for damage that is not worth the payoff. She's supposed to come online in late game. She doesn't. She does not come online ever. She comes online when you go offline, because then you get your sanity back. And I haven't even talked about the best part. Her spirit proc is counterintuitive. Because her spirit proc gives you combo points back and a little tiny bit of energy back, if I remember correctly. But it doesn't proc fast enough for you to be able to use it on reaction. So you've got a game plan, okay? You've got a rotation, okay? Like all the fucking method tryhards, you press X into Y, into Z, into E, into R. And in the middle of that, you get a spirit proc, you get your combo points back, your brain explodes. Oh, fuck, I wasted the points, and I was mid-global, and oh, shit, now what do? I do this? Do I do that? Ah, now I'm in my own head, and my DPS is even lower than it was before, and I didn't even have any to begin with. Counterintuitive, hot garbage, straight and uninstall tier. I'm never touching this bitch again. Alright. Helena or Sylvie? Mara, my first Eternal DPS. What the fuck, it does tank damage. Yeah, my Mara videos haven't come out yet, but did I get Mara to Eternal? Yep. I took her to, like, Eternal 5. And I was literally holding my team down by playing this character. I was quite literally holding my team down by fully investing in Assassination Rogue. And that's when I realized half her skill tree is useless. Genuinely. This character is hot garbage. If you want to play Malevolence and you like buff juggling, congratulations. I don't. Casuals probably won't be able to figure it out, because I've seen them already struggle with it, and everyone else has tried it and rerolled. So, she belongs in uninstall tier. Alright, leave Sylvie for last. Okay, then Helena goes top of God tier. Helena is the best character in the game. I'll die on this hill. Helena is by far the best character in the game. If you don't have a Helena in your team, you will cry. Grand Melee is the best button in the game. It is absolute cruise control, because you can stop just about everything that will kill your randoms. Take this from somebody who has played with over... I have, what, 150 people on my friends list? I have done over 30 to 50 boosts, carries across multiple tiers with random people. I've played a shit ton of, like, tank solo queue. I've played, you know, like, with randoms from Discord. I've played with randoms from stream. Like, I have seen the absolute ringer of skill level. Okay? This character makes none of that matter. You can bring people who don't have hands and don't turn their monitor on, and Helena will make them able to get to the end of the key. Probably on time, too. Because this character has Grand Melee. Best button in the game. It stops everything for about 10 seconds. So, if you know the key ahead of time, because you should be pathing it out as a tank once you've got the experience of, what you should do. So, first run, you go in, you die. Second run, you learn, so then you know what not to die to. Third run, you've optimized, right? Stonks. Now, you pull everything, you wait for the casts. You wait for the casts to get to 70%, so they aren't autoing you, because they're casting the whole time, and then you cancel it all. And then all of a sudden, everything just whacks you. You put up your shield block, you put up the over-buffed sweeping blade for 20% attack speed reduction, because all they can do now is auto-attack you, by the way. And the 10% damage reduction nerf, because, or nerf to the enemies, sure. And I don't know why they gave her that, but they did. And now, since they can only auto-attack you, then you are reducing all of the damage by 30%. Fun fact! It's really, really weird, by the way. Grand Melee is so broken, or mobs in this game are genuinely coded weird, because, in theory, Grand Melee shouldn't work how it does, because it allows you to also make death balls. Now, if you don't know what that is, you should have played some D3Z DPS bar, because that was your entire job, was to make death balls for people, which is what I absolutely adored doing. It was great. When you had a coordinated team, you just fucking make giga packs and blow shit up. But, what you do is you grab absolutely everything with Grand Melee, you pull it all together, and then you aim it all away from your team, because when the Grand Melee ends, all the spells are going to come down immediately afterwards, all on top of you, all aiming away from the team, and then everybody's fine. But since the best DPS are Alarian with no multi-shot target cap, Artios with big AoE circle, and Rhyme with Ice Comet, you want to stack everything on top of each other, right? Mako gets one ability to do that, right? She has Cyclone one time, and if things decide to walk away, or you have to move again, you don't get to keep a perma-death ball. So not only do you get to stop everything so your shitters don't die, you also get to make a perma-death ball, so everything dies faster. So you're mitigating on two separate angles. So then people aren't dying, and things are dying quicker. So the problems are minimizing massively compared to playing Mako. Couple that with the fact she got 2 chain buffs in a row that just made her absolutely absurd. Didn't she get like 2 stamina buffs back to back or something? Coupled with Sorrels, reset Sorrels, hold the line, I can absorb my entire health bar. I have also made a full DPS Twink build where I literally do more damage than everybody and can go back and just carry runs in lower keys over and over and over again. And I have a feeling that's what I'm probably going to be doing later into the season. So, yeah, and damage buffs. Yeah, she got mega damage buffs too. So, I will say she's the best character in the game. I will die on this hill. Alright. Final one is going to be Sylvie, and she's going to be right here. Because we don't have anybody in Yikes tier this time. So I'll put her right on the line between Zoomer and Yikes. Reason being, she's not what I was expecting. Not in the slightest. When I saw Sylvie, initially, I thought that she was going to be Resto Druid / Restoration Shaman. She is not. She is Demonology Warlock that happens to heal by proxy. And, yeah, I'm mad as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. When I get to higher tiers, that, she's not fun. She's just painful. It's a shame. Like, I genuinely don't know what it is, because I can have everything on the floor spamming fucking Nettle Bolt with Nettle to the Pedal, and like, Heart Bloom as full as possible, and all of this, and everyone's just dying anyways. And yes, my eye level on both of these healers is probably lower than it should be, because when I'm trying to do 9 out of 9, I'm spreading my resources, so I'm trying to cheese my way into certain tiers and whatever have you. But the only way I've found to play her is with a Flutter Swift build. But the thing is, every single time I try to play either of these healers the way I want to, I get immediately perma backseated by Twitch chat saying spam your DPS spells more, and it makes me not want to play the role. So the fact that that is how the healing role has shaped up, that now they are just DPS characters, it puts them at the bottom of my tier list no matter what now, because the role is just not going to be fun to me anymore. You're just bad, Mr. Streamer? You right, brother. That's like I said, you'd be surprised. All it took was 1 week to go from carry me, carry me, carry me to you're boosted trash, you're boosted trash. It took 1 week. I stopped doing fucking boost signups, and all of a sudden, I'm right in the shitter, boys. Giga Doomer, don't worry, don't worry. You do DPS as healer now, or CC? That you just don't like what healers are nowadays? Yeah, pretty much. That's why I put out the consensus asking, like, are healers just Zoomerified? And then everyone got mad in the comment section because that is how they are. So, yes, they are Zoomerified. I was correct, and everybody in the comments raged out and proved my point. So, yes, they are Zoomerified, and I do not like that playstyle. Man takes one sick break and becomes public enemy. Yep, pretty much. So, as a result, she gets Zoomer tier, split in Yikes tier. Depending if I can make them both work. Well, he's gonna take a spirit build, and if his spirit build makes it so I can actually play Holy Priest, maybe he gets out of the dumpster out back. And I've genuinely had more people leave playing the correct Sylvie setup than playing my own personal Sylvie setup. Because if I play the air quotes meta correct Sylvie setup, my tank dies because I have everything on the ground. He's overpulled and just fucking falls over because I don't have enough globals. He does it again and then leaves. Whereas if I play my setup for raw healing, then we're able to survive, and I clear the key, but I have Twitch chat perma-complaining. So it's really lose-lose, no matter which angle I go here. So, yeah, they both belong in bottom tiers. Feel free to complain about it. I will appreciate the algo push. That is the early Eternal tier list. I'm looking forward to seeing how I will compare to myself when I'm at 9 out of 9. Maybe the spirit builds make both healers feel not so shit. Although I don't think Sylvie will need a spirit build, because I don't have mana problems on Sylvie, because I, A, have a trinket, and B, she has passive heals. So if I'm succeeding at healing, I can wait for my mana to come back and chill, rather than having to perma-spam fucking Nettlebolt for 1% mana per cast, boys, like a little fucking good boy. So I don't think she needs a spirit build, but Vigor definitely fucking will, to be able to even play him remotely close to the way I want to. And if you're mad at that, it fucking sucks to be you, my guy. Because I want to try and push these characters in ways other people aren't going to be able to make meme builds, have an X Factor, do something fun. So if you're against that, yikes, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, games like this, when you try to do like off-meta stuff, people just get fucking angry at you, and it's just, I don't know, it's annoying. Like, you literally can't find new things unless someone's willing to experiment and do new stuff. So, what can you do? Alright, that's the tier list.